This is Terrarium. Welcome back. So we're going to do something different today. And I think we've been working on the window manager, or Windows Server and Windows and standard library graphics. But the whole goal is to host it on our own OS eventually. So I thought it might be fun to just get the minimal kernel up and running. I've scanned some of this stuff before. I've never done it beyond like the minimal, like booting the kernel. And for this video, that's probably all we're going to get to. I've already kind of read through the wiki on the part that I want to do today, just so you don't have to watch me read. But then we'll increment from there. And we can go back to the video stuff. It's going to take a while for us to host all of our graphic stuff, obviously. But we're early in the project, so I think it might be cool to get it at least up and going, and then I can jump back and forth on videos for specific stuff and try to get them to a point where, without getting too far ahead, we get in sync. And we'll probably continue the SDL development for a long time because it's just much faster to iterate the development than running on, boot and QEMU and stuff. So anyway, let's start. I think that I have did some stuff since the last video. I did so for string stuff, let's just look real quick. I don't think it's going to matter for this video, but I did add in we had the view, and now we have the string itself, and this is like an owning string, like it owns the allocation, where a string view is just a pointer and a link. And I actually have this SV. Everywhere else I see this is a macro, but we're just going to do it in a function until it's an issue. I don't know if that's for performance or I'm missing something else, but and the purpose of it is so you can do stuff like this. This converts, this static string or const car pointer into a string view. I don't know if there's a couple helper functions for. Let's go to the log viewer. That's what we worked on last time. And the read log is much simpler now. We grab the contents with IO read file, IO file read all. That returns a string right here. So it's one allocated string with new lines still in it, and then this is a string that splits into a bunch of lines. Let's see. And it allocates as well. Yeah, we go through and count all the lines, allocate and zero the memory, and then add lines for, and again, it's just a pointer and a link. So we find a new line, and we go a pointer and the length, and then a pointer and a length, and a pointer and a length, just a bunch of string views within the owned string. So this has to outlive this because these are just pointing into that. Anyway, I think that's enough. A couple other asserts, and then use string view where possible instead of const car. All right. I think I'm going to create a branch. And just call it kernel. Just call it kernel for now. And the reason is I'm going to rename this source Let's move it to userland. And then we gotta look, we gotta search for source. We can actually, we're gonna just search here because we want to, we're gonna create another folder called kernel and we want to look across both folders and really anywhere that C or H. We might have to mess with this later if we have, yeah, we don't want to touch. Let's keep it. I was gonna say we don't want to touch import, like if we pull anything in that's not part of our repo, but we'll see. And so let's see, make clean. Can we still build? That will fix up all our errors. All right. We're going to come back so we can get scroll bars and kind of have a little bit more of a UI widget, but, or UI widget library, I mean. But for now, let's just detour and have some fun. All right. Looks good. Looks good. I'm cool with that. Let's make a new directory called kernel. And let's go look up, we got to do it. So I've looked up some of this before to kind of plan what we're going to do. And I don't care too much about the super low bootloader stuff. I want to get a kernel up and running and get a frame buffer that I can draw to, that kind of stuff. And we could always backtrack and simplify our bootloader. But from everything I've read, and I am not only not an expert, but a beginner, is kind of pointing us to this. We'll just do 64-bit, x86, 64. This is going to kind of speed it up for us to get the kernel booting because we're going to use QEMU. And there is a bare bones, and I kind of want to go through some of this. This isn't typically how we do it. There's no way I could just do this from first principles. I wouldn't even know where to start. But let's see if we can copy this over, get it booted, and understand most of what it is. So these are the files we need. All right, let's just do it. I don't know if I want a source directory in here, or because we're gonna have a linker, we're gonna have a bunch. Let's just, as usual, let's keep it without extra directories. Let's just keep it simple. We can always move it. So we're gonna need a main.c. We don't need that. Wait, what? I think we need to download the header. Single header library. This is why I much prefer. I'm gonna dump this. We're gonna go pragma. Because then I like that indentation, but not when it's the whole file. We can just leave their license. That's cool with me. I'm just kind of skimming. I don't know. I know very little about this. I know there's feature requests, and then those feature requests that you put in, they get populated with the data that you're looking for. Like, I don't want to. Is it stupid to kill all their not all the stuff? Oh, we are. See how this is colored out? This is actually what we are on, but it's not what we're going to be building to, which is kind of funny. All we care about is x86-64. Do we have to do that a bunch? I was just going to delete it. Like, I don't want to have all this extra code. I like to strip stuff down so we can understand, and it's simple. How many lines are we? 705. Hmm. Let's just do this real quick. We don't care about any of this. I am going to leave the wrapper because I want this to blow up when we compile. I kind of, this is my editor and LSP doing this. I kind of wish it wasn't, but not get distracted. We're already getting too distracted. We can move all this stuff around and we'll go through it, but let's just get it. Let's just get it up and running and boot something. This is linker LDS. Is it LDS? Should it be LD? Okay. Okay, man, that's what we'll name our entry point. I'm cool with that. And let's build and then come back to all this. I can tell you this, I'm absolutely not naming this GNU makefile. I kind of hate that name. But for now, we are going to name it that so we can just build without changing anything. Output is not that. We're going to do Terrarium kernel. Maybe that's too long. Oh, does this need to be... let's just see. We can now build... I have already installed... No, maybe I did i686. Let's see. Let's just try to build. Let's just run make. Unknown options. Oh, I'm not sure why. Yeah, they're okay. Let's just do this. I think they do have a source directory. We can change it all, but let's... All right, so that worked. Make. Can we make clean? What if we just make? Unknown options. This is because it's calling. That's Clay's linker, I'm pretty sure. Not the one we need, which if you do the tool chain, see how it uses this linker instead, and it does recognize it. So that worked. Okay. Let's all right. We do not want this. Let's ignore. All these are required to build, right? I wonder if now this compile command, is that going to work? Is it going to work on the proper architecture here? Remember we deleted? Hmm. See, it's doing the architecture, but it's not graying out the other ones, which is kind of interesting. But I'm okay with that, actually. Okay. I don't know if it's even reading this or if it's going to the top level directory, honestly. Let's ignore that. Let's look one more time. Even without it, it's not. Okay, whatever. So I looked into this as well. I just wanted a quick answer because you can create an ISO or a hard drive. This is read write, but just to get it going, I think this is easier than. I don't know why it doesn't really look easier, but from what I read, it was. This doesn't even. What's the QEMU line to boot that? Does this just create the ISO? Install. Man, seems like I kind of want this in a make file, but it's they did it as almost just like a regular shell script. We don't want any of this tool chain crap, honestly. I want to strip all this stuff out soon. Um, but image.iso, that's our result. So what if we just do image.iso? What the hell is that? Is this what I should be doing? Oh shit, did that work? We need to really clean this up. Like, there's so much junk just getting dropped in here. We need a proper build director or something. So we got a kernel, and we got the ISO image. QEMU system x86. Do I need special stuff here? I genuinely don't know. Disk image? I can just pass it. Nah, that's not an ISO though. No way. Image format not specified from probing guest raw. Did I copy the kernel? ISO root. Okay, Terrarium. Did it, wait, what did it? Could it not find that? What was it complaining about? Oh yeah. Do we need to rebuild? That's right. Uh, let's just save a couple of things. We don't care about any of that. We do care about this and this. Okay. All that stuff we still want. So if we do, we need a dependency. We need this as a dependency because we have to build the kernel first and it will get everything else. Depends on that. So if we just do, let's do one last thing. We're going to do that. Let's make this the default. Tool chain pre. Can I just do make? And let's do, I mean, that's going to build it, but do we want to actually change this to image.iso so it builds the ISO? No way, we're already done. Nice. So this is functional. How do I specify the raw format? me search for raw. Disk image is a raw. Is there an ISO? Is there a CD-ROM? CD-ROM. This is the ISO, right? Can I do that? CD-ROM. Do we get any of those errors? We don't. Okay. I think I kind of want to move all this crap into build. Why the hell? Why is that? Am I tripping why that's... So that gets us to ISO. Do we have a run? No. So what if we just do... Let's try this again. Make run. Sick. Remember to copy... Do we care about any of this right now? I mean, we're up and booting, right? One last time. This is from our kernel, that color. Main C. Oh, what's all this crap? Is it because I don't have mushes? Bear, make, run. Okay, so yeah, I don't know why that was. That's typically for system pass. I don't remember the exact, but I think it's to look in like standard library include. We got stuff. So that's this right here. This is the. Let's make it this right here. Well, it's doing something funky, but I'm pushing. If you push it over 0, I bet it's just all blue. That is not what I expected, actually. That is what I expected at all. What the hell? What if I go 24? No, that doesn't actually make sense because it's going to be transparent, I think. But um, let's just go this for now, the original one. All right. What I want to do is all right, we're going to do that. I don't think I give a crap about this, any of this. We're not going to use, we're just using GCC on everything. I don't know why. I don't mind Clang at all, but we're on a Mac and Clang doesn't work, so I don't know why it would work on Linux. Why? That's something I actually don't know. Let's go out. Let's get more consistent with our own stuff. Target, 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 target. I actually don't hate the idea of toolchain this. Because for other stuff, we might want it. We're going to get rid of all this because we're not Clang. Why the hell do we do that? We don't want to override CC. We're not going to mess. I'm not going to be overriding these. We just got to build for us. We don't need to be that dynamic. Same with LD flags. Yeah. We're not doing plus anymore. Right. Okay. All this override I don't use this in the way I normally do it. I'm just gonna make this build. Just prefix everything. It's gonna work. Do I do dash C build? I can't remember. I think it's because you can't. That CD doesn't persist. It is kind of ugly, but man, I don't want to. I don't really want to have all that stuff in our build or in our main root directory or in our kernel directory. It's pretty ugly. Let's kill that in our build directory and our limine. So we got bin and object. Oh, failed to open C. Tar We're extracting. Oh, is that it? In C, in X mode, change directories after opening the archive, but before extracting. Seems like that would be right. Is it because the directory didn't exist? This is a boring video, I'm realizing, so sorry. Is it capital C? Capital C dash dash CD dash dash directory. Oh, it's gzip, so except why wouldn't that work? All right, let's do that again. Sorry, that was just the order of the options. After F, it wants the file right then. That is this. Where's that? BIOS, limine, binary. BIOS install. Okay, so that's basically nothing is here. Then we're just going to do make run. No rule to make target for build run. I think there should be. Build. Make clean, make run. Okay. There's that. All right, so that's that's way better with the build directory, so we can ignore the build directory. We can ignore that too. We can actually ignore all of them, I think. There, that's better in our root get. We're just going to ignore all compile commands. This is a simplified version. Why? Why does it need? Why is this here? I don't know why that's there. What if make cd kernel, make clean, make run? It'll build, right? Start to finish. Good. I need to figure out how to close this automatically. But is this reminding us because we're not doing that, or is it just a reminder? It says it would boot would fail, but we booted. So I wonder why we're getting that. If it's just being noisy. Everything looks good here. Okay. So what we want to do is actually rename that. Oh no, that's not what we want to do. We want to. I just want to get rid of these. Why is that a dependency? Let's do it with the extra. No, let's do it with the space before it. That way we don't have all the extra spaces. All right, so we don't need that. Which in turn means I, I really, for some reason, I'm not going to deal with that name. I hate that name. I don't know why. I'm not into it. I don't know why. Get. Yeah, I don't know why get didn't get moved. See that change, a difference? Why isn't it copying the track and the remix? Maybe because we have so many changes already in it. We don't really care, actually, because it's so early in the process. I actually might do this right minimal kernel boot and just amend that commit. And all is not image. We want. Oh, We just want that so we can just do make. So make will build it. That's fine. And then we explicitly call run. I'm okay with that, I think. I've considered changing these to be, like, instead of using all this stuff, changing it to be more similar to what we did here. Oh, that filter's not bad. We're doing depths on the C files. Let's leave it for now. Is it bad? What is it? Dot S not also assembly? Yeah. We use the exact same build and no. Oh, these are built with GCC. Hmm. Okay. What else do we have? Kernel. I think I have to clean first. Okay, I actually like that better. Does it go in a boot directory? No, not yet. I'm gonna probably research this off screen because I don't. I mean, it's obviously instructions for the linker, but not a chance I would be able to write this from scratch. But I do want to understand a little bit more. I think it's just a bunch of special stuff. I mean, the segments that you need in your binary, but you got to do special stuff for the kernel. Yeah, this I saw this before to keep these. I think these are pretty standard. Yeah, alignment for each of the sections. So should be written in the binary. It's an interesting detail I would have not guessed. No reason to remove those right now. So this, and this is the result. We're gonna just leave this as well. I'm not. This is. There's no point in touching this because if we want to update it later, we'll be able to check the diff. So leave that be. I don't know if I want to put that in a lib folder. We're not going to have any other libraries, though. Is that just a folder for folder's sake? Yeah, let's leave it for now. These are all from. So these are all like memory related, but like if you look at memset, these are all from string. So I'm actually not sure if we want to put this in string.h or string.h/c, or if these are just like it's not really string.h. It's just enough to get it booted. They just coincidentally come from that. I think I'm going to name it kstring.h just to make it stand out later. Let's go kstring.c. Oh, hmm. These are all attributes. Wait. Actually, maybe we don't need that. That's kind of confusing. What if we did? I'm not big on main.h's, but main C. Okay. I guess you can't. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it's calling halt, but it's calling it indefinitely. Is it halt? Is it an interrupt? I don't know what that actually does. Fetch the first frame buffer. If we don't get the response or there's not one frame buffer, that's obvious. Yeah, do we get any other info? Bits per pixel? If we don't have a way to print print text or do anything. Um, let's try that one more time. Make sure it's not something else. Oh, that was it. All right, where are we at time-wise? It's an hour 10. All right, that's enough. We didn't really accomplish that much, but I can do a little offline. And yeah, and then explain the next video. We are not. Do we need to import? Do we need to import this? We're not using it for anything. I was just wondering for a split second if I could just use my text. Like use this. Yeah, let's just maybe we'll do something. I'm just going to extend that commit because we didn't push it yet. Let's see if this is messed up again. Why is it doing that? I don't think I like that. All right, so that's sick. The last thing we might try doing. This might be pointless, but we could include. I don't think this is going to work actually, because we're not going to have all these uh, the files we need. Um, and I don't have an allocator. Wait, do we not need an allocator? What the heck? Yeah, we do need an allocator. I don't know why it's not even airing on that. What if data? What? I'm gonna bail on this because it's just gonna take us down a rabbit hole and add a bunch of time. I might try to get that working and show you after. I'm just thinking about all the libraries that we don't have, but since we're building, maybe we don't need them. But I don't think I don't even know if we can allocate. Where do we even get? Or not Malak? What is it? Stidlab. See if it works. Yeah, we got no standard library. Where's our build? Freestanding. All right, yeah, let's just leave it. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Okay, let's leave it. Peace.